Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a proper look at the M1937 magazine belt, otherwise known as the bar belt. Here we are then everyone, the M1937 magazine belt. So a good way to think of this is basically an upscaled version of the cartridge belt that you use for the M1 Garand and the M1903 Springfield rifles. It's essentially the same idea, but instead of having the smaller pouches to hold the clips, it has the big pouches to hold the magazines. So you have 6 pouches. Each one of these pouches can hold 2 bar magazines, as you see here. This is what your average bar magazine looks like, giving each guy a total of 240 rounds in the belt. So you've got 40 rounds in each pouch, 3 pouches on each side, and then you'd have another magazine loaded into the gun. So your bar gunner would have 260 rounds with the belt and their rifle. The bar belt's set up the same way as the cartridge belt and the pistol belt, so you've got eyelets all along the bottom and eyelets all along the top, as you can see here behind the flaps. You've then got your standard buckle that's the same as you get on the smaller cartridge belt. Spin the belt over like this, you can see how the buckle works. You've got your 2 ends there, and it's a simply slide in and lock like that. So you've got a really nice secure buckle on these. Returning to the front of the belt, you can see each pouch has a lifter dot fastener. So to undo that, you simply push down and flip it up like that, and then your pouch is open, ready to have your mags inserted. So here's a couple of bar mags, and to get them in, you simply pop them in like that. This belt has not been used for a long time, so that's a bit stiff. And you can see that's quite a snug fit. There you go. So that pouch is now filled up, and then you just simply pull the top over and clip it back down like that, and you have one pouch filled up. Jumping forwards in time a little bit, here you can see the magazine belt with magazines in each of the pouches, so that's nice and full. Note that sometimes, not all the time, one of the pouches wouldn't have magazines in it. That would instead have a special BAR cleaning kit which would take the space up in one of the pouches. So we've spun the belt over so you can see the back side again. Here you can see now clearly the eyelets along the bottom for attaching anything you need to put on it, bayonets, bandage pouches, all of the additional webbing that you'd normally have on a cartridge belt will fit on this as well. And you can see the eyelets along the top, which will work for the haversack or the suspender systems, again the same as the pistol belt and the cartridge belt. Note that you've got one eyelet in the middle of the actual belt section here. That is for the earlier version of the haversack, which only has the one rear strap rather than 2. I believe that some of the earlier marine haversacks also had just the one rear hook on them, so that will be what this is for. So you won't use this if you're using an M1928 haversack. Also note how the belt that holds the 2 pouch sides together runs through a buckle on each side and then is threaded through these little loops here like this. So you can adjust this by simply putting the belt through the buckle and widen them apart. And that goes quite a long way. That will fit all the way up to Chungus, which is my size officially. So they're very good, same as the cartridge belts, unlike the pistol belts, which if you're quite big, you can't fit in. And lastly, on the back, if you flip the belt section up, you can see the markings on each one of the sides. You can see this one is matching sides made by Boyd in 1942. So this is a nice original belt. So here we've got a second bar belt, just to show you the differences. This one is a 1950s bar belt, so this would have been post-war and used in Korea, also up in Vietnam when they had the bar belts, which they used for various different things in the Vietnam War. The Special Forces used them and all sorts of strange stuff was done with them. Anyway, the point is you can see that they're actually identical. The only difference is the colour, the post-war one being the OD7 shade. Unfortunately, I don't have an OD3 one to show you, but if you think of a lighter green that would sit between the 2 of these, you've all seen it before, I'm sure, if you're watching this sort of video. And just to show you the back side of the post-war bar belt, you can see it's exactly the same. Nothing's changed on it at all, what I can see anyway. You've got the eyelets exactly the same. You can see this particular one's missing a single eyelet from damage at some point. But if you flip it over, you see the details on it are quite different. So instead of it just saying Boyd 42, like the other one does, this one has belt magazine, Browning automatic rifle, M1917. Then that's got some ID number of some sort that I can't make out. Harry and Stitch Company. Sorry, I had a bit of a stammer there. And 1951, I believe the date is. So a little bit more information on the post-war ones, but apart from that, they're the same. And some of the wartime ones, I suppose, may well have more as well, depending on what company made them. So that's it for this video then. Hopefully you've enjoyed this look at the M1937 magazine belt, or bar belt as it's commonly known. If you've enjoyed the video, please do hit like and subscribe. Help my little channel grow a little bit, and that would be brilliant. If you've got any questions about the belt, things I've missed or things that I've got wrong, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. See you soon.